How I went from a skinny kid living in a small town to being asked to appear in one of the biggest reality TV shows in the United States, Love Island USA. All because I got in the best shape of my life. And in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how I did it and how you can do it as well.
Why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life. Why not you?
I grew up a pretty skinny kid. I mean, I played in the band, I was overlooked. I would never fight back when I got in fights. I mean, I was that kid that used to look up on YouTube, like how to talk to a girl, make these cringy YouTube videos, dance videos on YouTube. And it wasn't until, I met this girl, it was junior or senior year, and I asked her to go to prom with me. We worked together, agreed to go to prom with me. And I was amazed. I was like, oh, let's go to prom together. The guy she used to be with was her ex. Apparently he came back into the picture and he was the ex-football jockey who treated her bad. You know how the story goes. And eventually, she ended up going to prom with him instead and kind of ditched me. Crazy thing is, I guess she told him about me or whatever, and he showed up to work and he would just like look at me and intimidate me. Like he was just being there intimidating me, like, just looking. And that just made me feel inferior. And that was the point where I never wanted to feel less of a man ever again in my life and be in that position. And that's where I started my journey into fitness, right? I started working out, learning about nutrition, looking up YouTube videos, these influencers, and a fitness membership, come work out with my friends sometimes, but I never really got results. I worked out by myself for about 2 years and I was still this skinny kid. Like people, you could turn around and people say I disappeared. And that was the reality of my situation. And it wasn't until I met my friend's dad, which was a powerlifting coach, who changed the entire game for me. Not only did he teach me about nutrition, working out, and being consistent, he literally blew my body up in 4 months. I wasn't really taking it serious when we first started working out together. I was just like, yeah, let's go work out, whatever. I've tried things on my own and didn't work. And when we started training, he put me through the work. I'm talking about, guys, I was working out with him for six days a week. We were doing 15 to 25 reps on everything. He had me on a strict diet. I was eating over 6 meals a day. And it was hard, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it wasn't easy, but I trusted the process. And in 4, 5, 6 months, I don't remember the time frame, he literally blew my body up. And at this time, I was off of social media for about 2 years, and I just locked in on myself. People just forgot I even existed. And at this time, I was living in this trailer by myself, which I had renovated myself. Just took the time and put money into it. And the crazy thing is I went back to my parents' house about after 4 months working out with him, and they just couldn't believe who I was. Like, they was like, yo, you got big. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this kid just got, like, they were like, yo, you busting out your clothes, like veins popping, everything. My friends thought I was on steroids. And that's just a good feeling to feel, like, because it kind of re-solidifies the work that you've been putting into yourself, right? You see it in the mirror, but when other people solidify that the work that you've done, it just makes you feel so good about it, because then you go 10 times even harder. Like, after I felt that, I was like, yeah, nah, I'm putting it all on the line. After, getting those compliments and even going even harder, right? I didn't do anything for those 4 or 5 months. I was just locked in on my diet. I was waking up early. I was working out. I was eating the right foods, meal prepping. That's the only thing I was worried about. There was nothing else on my mind. At that point, I wanted to make my return. I wanted to make my return on social media. And I ended up creating this transformation video where it ended up going viral.
Got a little order. Yeah, I got a little order. My heart got colder. And it's still for them.
And guess who was in my DMs? The girl that dubbed me from prom. And all the girls that dubbed me, right? Like, I started talking to the girls that didn't talk to me at first now. They were coming out the woodworks, and people who, forgot about me, or people who just like, who's Jacoby? Like, they were in my comments like, yo, that's so crazy, Jacoby. Like, yo, how'd you do it? It's so crazy when you start to put in work, people don't believe in you, but until you get results, they start to care. Then I got stagnant, right? I mean, I grew so much. I was making content on social media, and eventually I got stagnant. And in my mind, I was like, okay, what's the next step for me, right? And eventually, I wanted to make a move somewhere differently, right? I wanted to actually elevate my life and go even harder. Because once you start working out and taking care of yourself and start getting into that alignment, you want to go even further, right? You want to start expanding your finances and meeting new people and just building things overall, right? Because now you believe in yourself, you can do things. And eventually, I wanted to move to Houston. It was an opportunity for me to get this condo, and it was the last dollar that I had. And I was procrastinating. There was this one video that I seen on Instagram where this guy was talking, and he was saying, when it's most scary to jump, that's when you jump. And after I seen that video, I put the first down payment on that condo, and I moved. I packed up all my stuff. I went, and I'm not gonna lie, the first couple months was hard. Like, not knowing anybody, I kind of doubted myself of what I did, because it really just felt like it was I was out of my comfort zone. And when you get out of your comfort zone, you start to doubt yourself a lot of what you're doing. And I just knew in my mind there was a reason why I was here. And eventually, a couple months down the line, I started meeting new people. I got opportunities to do international modeling. I expanded my network. I started to grow a business, and it was pretty much all front forward from there, right? And then eventually, a couple years down the line, pretty much at this point, I built my personal brand. I'm doing content. People know who I built a name for myself at this point. People know who I am, and guess who I got a message from? One of the casters from Love Island USA. And which was so crazy about that is I was like, me on Love Island? From, this kid being from a small town, not knowing how to talk to girls, looking up on YouTube videos how to talk to women, to a casting director who was like, yeah, we want you on our TV show, right? And at this point, I didn't know how big the show was, y'all. Like, I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Why not? Like, my parents knew what it was. They were freaking out, like, Love Island, yeah, I watch Love Island. It's so crazy. I've been watching it every night. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. We'll see if I can even get on it, right? I casted through the whole process. They was like, yeah, we're about to book your flight. You're going to Fiji. I was like, going to Fiji? So it was such a real experience, just the whole casting process. And before you know it, a week later, I was going to Fiji, you guys. And now that I know it, this was actually the biggest season of this Love Island, season 6. And the crazy thing is everybody and their mama was watching it. It was the biggest show in the United States, period. It had over 900 million watch time. It was #1. I got to this Fiji hotel, you guys. I was just, I had a hotel by myself. I was looking over the water. It was beautiful. I was like, it just kind of reminisce from everything you went through, the struggles, all that, to now you're here. Like, you start to believe that this is who I am. Like, I've created this person. Like, it spent years of creating this individual, this mindset, to actually get to this point. They told me they want to throw me in as Castle Moore, which was, we're the guys that's supposed to come in there and stir things up and steal the girls, right? And, I'm not the best at talking to, trying to steal somebody else's woman after it's an emotional connection. But I just been out there for the experience. And, right before we went on, they was micing us up, and my heart was beating, you guys. I'm talking about anytime that you're about to do something that's going to change your life, it's going to be scary. And that's when you need to go most in, because I would be concerned if you wasn't scared, right? The people who do it, regardless of the fear, ends up winning. And that's what I did. I marched up and I seen all these women that people were like, oh, these people are celebrities. People thought these people were celebrities at home. I was front facing, I was connecting with them like on national television. And when I got back from Houston, after being on the show for about 3 days, you guys can actually watch it. It's on Peacock, season 6. I'm on episode 19 to 21. But yeah, if I came back and people just see me as a celebrity. Like, I was walking downtown, you guys, and people were pulling me to the side. Oh, you was on Love Island. Oh my gosh. I was like, I'm a celebrity out here. Like, can't believe this. I had my boy with me. He was like, bro, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, crazy, you guys. I'm talking about everybody knew who I was. They were like, did you talk to her? What really happened on the behind the scenes? I'm like, oh, let me tell you what really happened and how everything came into fruition. But it all came from that pivotal point in my life where that girl ended up going with another guy instead of me. And that's when I took that time to okay, I got to transform. I got to elevate my life, right? And I think we all got time periods where there's one pivotal moment that makes you go all in on yourself. And that's when you got to go all in. But here's the thing. I didn't get here on my own. So I built my own coaching business to help people just like you get results like this. I know exactly where you are, and I know what it takes to push through those struggles. I've opened up my personal coaching program to work with a select few of people to transform your body, your confidence, and your life. So if you're serious, click the link below to book a free call, and we'll see if this is the right fit for you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.